Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to our show. We have gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the multiverse, two of the nerdiest geeks to be found. We proudly present the professor and her geeky girlness herself, Ace. And now it's time. GeekyKOOL presents Professor and Ace.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 87 of GeekyKOOL presents Professor and Ace. As you see, we've got a couple of great guests with us tonight. We've got D down below and Shpoo over the side. Glad you guys are with us here tonight.
Sorry.
He did there. He went there.
I wasn't sure if that was the ISR on looking at me or what there for a while. So we're
I thought he was just like picking nose hairs or something. That's all.
Exactly, right? Oh, I was just looking here. So we're going to talk a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con and all the announcements Marvel made, because unlike DC, who basically said, oh, by the way, we've got a trailer for Shazam and Evil Shazam, Marvel said, oh, we got a couple trailers, but we're going to, pretty much tell you everything is going to happen for the next 5 years. So here you go.
And most of it's over the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot coming in 2 years.
There is a lot. We will get in and discuss all of that tonight. We're glad that you guys are watching us. Those that are watching later, those that are able to join us live here on Thursday night, thank you all for joining. Let's get in this. If you have questions, make sure to ask those in our comment section. We will be glad to get to those. So,
and for those of you who are watching this later, I think you left the iron on. You might want to go check that.
The iron? Who irons anymore?
That
Iron
one
Man does.
kid is going to thank me.
Dakota does. My son irons.
Don't forget to shut the refrigerator door, turn the iron off, and start your dishwasher, and then enjoy some time with us.
Yes.
Unless your dishwasher's really loud, then pause it until we're done here.
Or just turn us up.
Unless you're available right now, just let everything wait and join us now.
Yeah, exactly. That's always fun.
Do
All
it.
right.
We'll wait.
So wanted to start off with talking about the two trailers that dropped. And of course, we've got one of them being the new Black Panther movie, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And this picture just happens to be a character the diehard fans have been waiting to see on the big screen forever. A little Namor the Submariner.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, think Aquaman, but cool and badass.
Think before Aquaman, because he actually appeared before
Aquaman. He does predate Aquaman. Aquaman was a sad spoof of him. So
one of the few Marvel that predates his DC counterparts.
That's true.
I hate to say it, but I'm skeptical. Maybe that's not the right word, but I fear they're gonna screw him up big time. Like he looks like, I know classic Namor was kind of, back when he basically just ran around in his underwear.
It's true.
Yeah. Hey, when you're a king of Atlantis and the seas, you can wear whatever you want.
So my question is, we have not seen his feet yet.
Right.
Are we going to get the wings?
I'm hoping.
So if you go through where he's born, and they in the silhouette, you can see.
Can you really? I haven't scrutinized the trailer yet, because I was just like, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer was. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed the trailer.
This whole movie scares me.
So he usually traditionally is blue skin and stuff like that, but they have his mother birthing him in shallow water, so they're saying like maybe his mother was human instead of his father, that sort of thing. And anyway, when he comes out and they lift the baby up, you can see through the sun, and you can see the wings on his feet.
That's okay. So I'm a little bit. I'm a kind of a traditionalist with comic book movies, and I know that that's one little thing to pick on about, but that really makes the character, in my opinion. Otherwise, you have Aquaman.
Why? That's another question.
Yeah, that part they didn't like. You don't
We
see
don't
anything
see that.
but
So I know back in the underwear days that he was like way too kind of overly serious of a character.
Yep.
And he's so stoic in this trailer. Like, I fear he's just going to be a very blah, deadpan. Like, I want modern day Namor where he is just a word that I will be kind enough to not say on here.
3 letters?
Kind of a portion
6
of the male.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say a donkey.
Well, that too.
That'll work too, yeah.
Just like a kind of just a cocky jerk.
Right.
You know.
You have words.
But he just looks so stoic and whatever, and like they're doing
stoic
this.
Doesn't mean you can't be a cocky jerk. I know a lot of stoic. Jerks.
I just don't.
This is true.
I want to see the. I heard a theory that I hope is true. That because the story in this movie is kind of borrowing from Doom Wars, where Doom is basically trying to get his hands on all the vibranium, and he kind of creates a situation, a scenario that kind of gets a couple of other, Wakanda and Atlantis kind of fighting each other or whatever, so that he can kind of go in and take it all. And I hope, since we know now when we're getting Fan 4, we know that Doom is coming, so let's go ahead and start sprinkling the Easter eggs, the crumbs, whatever.
We've already seen Doom Castle.
Yes.
And we know Fantastic Four is not going to be an origin movie.
Right.
Kevin Feige came out and said that. So
I mean, we got a while away.
Throwing those little seeds down.
Yes.
Right. I really enjoyed the Black Panther trailer though. Like I really
did too.
It scares me.
He was like, he's the, how he is. D, you know how he is. It's like,
I do. I do.
But sometimes it's hard to enjoy things because he's picking through them so much.
Well,
but...
I mean, when you're cursed with I could probably give it a couple of minutes to think about it and then tell you what the whole movie's going to be already just from watching the trailer. But
I mean, that's easy to do anymore, though. They put all the good parts in the trailers.
Yeah. But my biggest hope and the thing that scares me the most, we do not need to see T'Challa die on screen.
Right.
I don't think we are.
I hope not.
I don't think.
I desperately hope not. It needs to be.
We're going to
started with a news report or whatever. King of Wakanda, T'Challa passed away here in the heroic battle or what, or like I forget who I was talking to about this, but it was Tim. I was talking to Tim the other day about it, and his idea for it was beautiful because you got to really be careful about this situation to not be disrespectful to Chadwick Boseman, but to have a news, start the movie off with a news broadcast talking about T'Challa passing away, and say Wakanda, the most technologically advanced country in the world, we've done this, but we still haven't figured out the cure for cancer.
You say that, and I have seen a lot of rumors that it was going to be vibranium poisoning that caused some kind of cancer in him, and that's what caused him to die.
I think that would be it would be very tasteful, it would be respectful, and it would be a good way to honor him. So you have that happen. The rest of the movie can be stuff that has happened because of his absence.
Right.
But leave it there. Be like, yes, he's gone. Move on.
So you're not wanting to see Robert Downey Jr. in blackface doing the...
No.
Let's not do that.
I agree with Shpoo. I don't want to see them linger on Chadwick Boseman's death. It's here. Let's move.
Right.
Yeah, they
Agreed.
just
Story moving.
yeah.
Agreed.
And I don't think they like from the trailer, because we all know
we
that
just
they
see
put
yeah.
the best parts in trailers.
Right.
So from the trailer, it looks like that's what they're going to do, because we see the nation grieving because they wear
Right.
white in grief, and so we see the nation grieving and stuff. And I think that it's going to deal with the people that are left behind grieving him might be the lingering thing, not actually his death.
As long as like every fourth line in the movie isn't, well, if he was still here, he would, or whatever. Like, acknowledge that it happened, pay your respects, and move on.
Right.
But they can do it where, like, his mother, his sister,
Well,
like,
yeah,
they all
it's
can
gonna
be still
come up a
grieving.
few times. Yeah, it's going to come up.
The Queen's line right in the beginning is powerful when she's addressing everybody. Have I not given everything?
Right.
Which,
Given her husband, her son, yeah.
well, and here's the thing, but she says she's given
She said she's lost
her whole family.
Her whole family.
So
that brings in the theory of, like, for a moment in time in the movie, that she, like, everybody's asking who's going to be the next Black Panther, who's going to be the next Black Panther. I've been saying since day one they're going to bring back Killmonger, and everybody's like, oh, he's dead, they can't bring him back, blah 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 blah.
But they did bring.
But they brought T'Challa back already, and if she thinks that her whole family is dead, then that means that Shuri can find a way to go into the spirit world. As long as she's got access to a body, he was buried at sea, then you can bring him back.
Which, if that's what they're looking for, that would disturb Atlantis, and that could be what causes the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's talk about the other rabbit in the elephant in the room. It's not Atlantis anymore.
Right.
It's Talcon, because they're borrowing a little bit from Aztec mythology, which, for my 2 cents, it's not a bad thing to kind of put a little bit of distance between what DC is doing and allow Marvel to brand something their own.
Because even though Namor came first, there's going to be people out there to be like, oh, they're just ripping off Aquaman.
Yeah.
Well, because Aquaman had his own movie before
Namor
has Super
it
Friends forever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So here's the thing: it's an underwater world, an underwater city.
Yeah.
Call it what you want. It's
You can make one passing reference to, like, this is where the story of Atlantis came from, or whatever.
Right.
But it's actually this,
which
as long as you
totally
mention it
would
once,
make
and
sense.
you're good.
Yeah, would totally make sense. But yeah, so if she's there's also the scene in the trailer with her in it's kind of fuzzy, the orange with Sherry, that kind of makes you think that she's not in this realm, like she's in the spirit realm.
See, they said that in the video, but I don't know about that.
Did you see it? It looks fuzzy.
It did, but it just looked like a close-up shot, and she's very emotional in that shot. So you're going to kind of blur out.
I don't think the crying part is necessarily it.
So
I think it's like in Young Guns when they take the peyote and we're in the spirit realm.
the size of that chicken.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
Welcome
We
to
have now dropped a Young Guns reference. We're good. So all right.
One of my favorite movies.
That's a really good movie.
That's fine. You can't if you can work a Young Guns reference in, you're golden.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Right.
Let's see how many 80s movie references we can work in.
Is this a challenge? Because we need to do this on a whole other show, because I bet we can do a bunch.
We can do a whole show on 80s euphemisms in movies.
No. But it has to make sense with what we're talking about.
So the episode is now a challenge for the audience to carry on conversations, dropping in references from 80s movies, and whoever gets the most of them right.
I will give them a print.
Well, there you go.
All right. Well, let's not do that now. Let's move on this, and we will have another episode where we do that as you wish.
Oh, look at that.
So
you were going to use that one, weren't you? He's like, you took
he's like,
it.
no, what are you doing? Okay, well, so the other trailer that dropped looks like a ton of fun, in my opinion.
Super fun.
Super. She-Hulk. I'm attorney at law. I'm sold. I love it.
So hopeful for this Disney Plus show. I really am. I'm super hopeful, but did you have to CGI all the time?
CGI looks.
It looks not done.
It
doesn't have to be done at this point. So
I'm hoping that that will get a little better between now and then. We've got till August 10th?
Yeah, you got about 2 weeks. You got about 2 weeks.
Yeah, not that
Look,
long.
all I'm saying is they had if you watch the panel in Hall H, the lady who plays Titania, she's huge.
Yeah.
Right. Because she's a wrestler.
You could have got
right?
a live action She-Hulk there. You didn't have to CGI it.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I don't know. I think she looks great. I just spend just a tiny bit more time on the CGI between now and then.
But it's fun.
It does. It looks like a lot of fun.
It's hilarious.
I love the fourth wall break.
Oh yeah, and then it's like she caught herself right in the fourth wall, and then
and 2 words, Matt, in the red and gold.
In the classic red and gold.
So you're super excited about that.
I'm thrilled. I'm so glad they got Charlie to come back for all this.
Yeah. I'm excited. I've always loved She-Hulk, and I love that. And I love one of my favorite characters in Marvel altogether is Professor Hulk, and I love Mark, and so because I love that comedy that because he's smart and intellectual, but also he just talks like.
I want them to do the Brute. the kind of 80s wise guy, or I guess it was more like early 90s, the Gray Hulk when he was...
Oh, Mr. Fix-It?
Mr. Fix-It. Yes, I was trying to think of the name. Yes.
Fix-It.
That was fun.
With the little derby hat, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I loved all the scenes of him training her.
Right.
Better than him. And, breathing.
He pushes her off the cliff.
Tries to do the
and it's just hilarious. It's fun.
The director came out and said at the Hall H panel that this was going to be a comedy. It was a 8-episode comedy, and I'm
that's what the comics was, really. I mean, She-Hulk was always tongue-in-cheek humor.
She's the other fourth wall breaker.
Yeah.
And I love that they're going to bring that aspect into it.
Yeah, because you don't see that. It's
like her and Deadpool. That's it.
Yep.
Which I also think that's exciting that they have that, and that maybe Deadpool.
Speaking of which, did you I guess we know that Deadpool 3 is coming.
Deadpool 3 is coming, and Disney is going to let them have their way with the movie.
And
we'll get an R rating.
He just dropped on his Twitter or Instagram, I forget, just a day or two ago, a picture of an open backpack with the mask sitting inside. So
nice.
Looks like maybe one of those on the calendar that they released. They released the full Phase 5, Phase 6 release calendar. A
lot of stuff in there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have dates, but no title.
Which is smart, because
that far out, a lot of those end up getting moved around.
They get moved around.
Right.
It makes more sense to put this one first and then that one. And
they're just in very early stages, so
yeah. I mean, you have your big ones. You have Fantastic Four. You have the 2 Avengers. That, where it's going to end, and you have to introduce.
Right.
The King Dynasty. You have to. I mean, it's been introduced, but you have to really go in depth if you want it to end in a way that's the.
What is his name? Jonathan something. Kang.
Oh.
King's name. I don't think it's Jonathan.
No, you mean
it's like Jonathan something. I forget his name.
King the Conqueror. Nathan Richards.
Nathan Richards.
No, I'm sorry. Nathaniel Richards. I looked at it wrong.
The actor. I knew Nathaniel Richards. I'm talking about the actor.
Oh, crud. I'm sorry.
Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
Jonathan Majors. There you go.
So,
or Ryan Tut.
I guess he's gonna, from what I understand, almost all of those movies on that list, he has at least some kind of a small part in them.
Makes
Starting
sense
from,
for Kang.
yes, starting from like
Yeah.
Quantum Mania on. And they said that like they've just been blown away by seeing
His
him
range.
play all these different versions of the same guy.
Right. Right.
So yeah, he apparently is an amazing actor with that.
Oh, I hope we get a Ramatut.
Yeah.
They've already been. He was already hinted
Oh, I hope we get a Ramatut.
in Moon Knight. Actually,
Yeah.
there's a guy that had a Ramatut on the back of his.
Yeah,
jacket.
I saw that, and I'm hoping we get to actually see a Ramatut.
Yeah, I feel like we will. I I don't.
I want to
feel
say
like
he was
they-
even name dropped, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
I feel like they don't. Like things like that are your hints.
Yeah. Have you guys seen? So they did show a bit of a teaser trailer for Quantumania, but they haven't released it. Have you
You're
guys?
an Avenger? Have I killed you yet?
Yeah. Oh, and I love just the genuine "I'm not sure" in his voice, where he's just like, "You're an Avenger? Have I killed you before?" Like, I don't remember.
It's true.
You. It's possible.
Well, poor Scott. Nobody.
I've killed so many Avengers.
Yes.
Wait, oh, you're the little. I probably stepped on you sometime.
Right.
I have not seen that trailer. It was that one that was taken in Hall H and
Yeah, it was. And it's about as
terrible.
fast as you can find it on YouTube. Disney's lawyers are pulling it down.
Yeah.
right.
And Guardians 3 dropped also, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I've seen the teaser, and I don't know about this one.
Really? I saw the picture of Adam Warlock. But
I don't know. It's
Not
got me kind of.
They're saying that it's like a lot of Rocket.
It is a lot of Rocket.
They're
We
saying
get
that
to see the High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
yes, and they're saying that you're going to get to see potentially Rocket's origin, which
yeah.
is huge. He's not a raccoon. He's not a trash. He's not. What is a raccoon?
Church Panda.
But yeah. So, but Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm it starts off. What do you guys think of that idea of that? And we've only had the teaser so far, right?
Well, we haven't even had that. They showed it at Comic-Con.
Right. So
Yeah.
none officially, yeah.
As far as like official releases, all we got is just those 2 trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did get a trailer for the Groot series coming out.
Oh yeah. Sure.
That was it.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that here, but yes.
I saw the leaked trailer for Quantumania, and it's okay. It's a lot of really quick cuts, and you see the Van Dynes, you see Scott, you see Michelle Pfeiffer's back. What's his name? Oh God, his name escapes me.
Bill Murray is.
No, you actually don't see Bill Murray in the trailer. The
Hank Pym.
yeah, the guy who plays Hank Pym.
Oh my.
Yeah. And it's just bang 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 bang, and then it ends with the Kang line.
Yeah.
Which
I guess they actually go to that city we saw in the post-credit scene. That city that's inside the quantum realm.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, they addressed
I was
it.
hoping that city would be the Micronauts.
And maybe, just maybe, they show up. But
I mean,
There's
Okay,
a-
I'm ready for some deep dives tonight.
Knots.
The Micronauts.
well, the problem with the Micronauts is part of them are actually owned by the toy company and not actually by Marvel. So.
my life. He's like, I'll be here a week. I'm like, you're here for the rest of my life. It's just how it is.
At least next week.
Could be next week. We don't know.
It could be. He's like, nope. Oh my goodness gracious.
Depends on if he
Yeah,
gets his tolerance for iocane powder up or not. So
It's odorless and tasteless.
it is.
But no, I kind of hope we do get to go. I've seen the report saying we get to see it. I'm kind of curious as to what it is. And I'm really curious for them to actually explore the quantum realm more than what we've seen
Right.
so far.
I've heard some stuff on that. So, I mean, I always took it as that was Chronopolis, or whatever it's called, the city where Kang is from.
Yeah.
Or where he rules, or whatever. And from what I gather, that is the case, but it's a little different than the comics. But that the quantum realm is sort of like, so it basically, like, regardless of what universe you're in, if you went to the quantum realm, that is where you go. So it is like basically the space between worlds or universes. So I forgot where I was going with this.
So did we see that's the quantum realm then in What If, when Ultron and the Watcher were beating the crap out of each other?
I think that's maybe a different sort of deal that's very similar, but maybe.
See, I thought it was when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Watching the fight. Like, that one place, like, just for a split,
Or maybe like just one area of his, apparently like a time vortex. So like when it's in between, during the blip, Scott was caught in a time vortex, which is why it felt like he was only in there for 5 hours when he was there for 5 years. That apparently
it's also why he doesn't age.
Yeah,
because Michelle Pfeiffer's character aged.
Right.
And
they are aware that, like, oh, that over there, that's a time vortex. Watch out for that. And
but it's Scott, so
yeah, so that's
true.
Like, know how to navigate kind of throughout there, sort of thing. And I guess when she meets up with Bill Murray's character, that there is some, I guess, conversation about that. And that's also where, oh God, what is his name? Cross, Yellow Jacket. Darren Cross, where that's also what happened to him at the end of the first Ant-Man. Which is how he will come back as MODOK.
We did get to see a brief piece of him, which, okay. I wish we would have got the dude who played MODOK in the Hulu series. That's who I wanted to play MODOK. I really like that little Hulu series of MODOK.
Right. Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I never saw that one. I just love that they're bringing in MODOK. I just want this giant head with little tiny arms sticking out, flying around.
I just want Classic Hulk to fight him, though. I mean, that's really...
Yes.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if we get a MODOK and Leader back.
Yeah.
Right.
Are we? They said something not too. I mean, obviously it's not on the calendar or whatever, but we something was said not too long ago about another Hulk movie finally happening.
According to some rumors, Ruffalo has signed 3-picture deal, and it's going to be dealing with Planet Hulk.
Yeah, we're talking.
I already saw that. I mean,
if I remember right, yeah.
Unless they kind of do the banishment thing like it happened in the comics, where he just gets too dangerous, so they're like, yeah, we got to get rid of this guy, and
but they're going to have to get over his Professor Hulk status right now. Something's going to have to happen for him to.
Maybe we'll get Claw.
Move.
I so desperately want to see Claw on the big screen.
Oh my goodness.
How many people out there even know what I'm talking about?
I know.
I do too.
So
Bruce Banner gets mad and he becomes the Hulk. What happens when the Hulk gets mad?
Mm-hmm.
Into Claw.
Which super
terrifying.
Super scary. Yeah, that's a character.
I'm almost wondering if something with She-Hulk will push him over to that.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's kind of what I'm wondering is.
Thing.
He did say he's feeling jealous.
He's feeling jealous. She's better than him.
And they're bringing back Neil Blonsky, so.
Yeah. So it's possible that, And I love Professor Hulk. He's one of my favorites, but
they'll probably
need
just
to
have
bring
him
back
go
the
back to
Hulk.
being the rage monster, and
Yeah.
he'll just, break something.
If they're going to bring back the Hulk, we need to see the Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't need to see a watered down version of the Hulk.
No.
It needs to be rampaging.
Even if they just give us Grey Hulk. I mean, Grey Hulk was a lot more aggressive, so
Yeah.
that would work.
I mean, it could be one of the ones that isn't announced yet. It would make sense.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I mean, because there's like 6 spots on that.
There's like 5 or 6 spots.
I was gonna say, yes,
So I'm thinking probably Hulk movie, X-Men.
yeah. So
Probably
Do
there.
they have the rights to the Hulk movie back? Because they had the rights to put it in a group movie, but not in the actual movie.
That is still the case as far as I am aware.
There's 8 of them.
There's 8 spots on there without a movie attached to it. But like I said, they had announced that it was happening.
Right.
I haven't seen, and that was from Pike.
Well, I know for the majority of the mutants from that Fox, when their contracts were brought over, can't recast any of them until 2025. So we're not going to get that mutant movie until sometime after that calendar date.
Yeah.
Even though Miss Marvel's a mutant now.
Well, I mean, I don't mind that they changed her origin. Her origin actually was kind of when the Inhumans flopped as bad as it did.
Yeah,
I'm glad they kind of took the origin mist and
so that's
put it in the closet.
She actually, Miss Marvel was actually always supposed to be a mutant.
Right. She was.
At the time that she came out, Marvel was having a bad time with Fox, basically just making, we're going to do this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
So they didn't want, and so they started making all of their new characters that were meant to be mutants and just started calling them Inhumans.
Right.
Basically, it was just kind of here's a way for us to have new mutant characters, but somebody that Fox can't just be like, oh, thanks, a new one. Cool, I'll make a movie now.
Right.
And but she was always intended to be a mutant, so this was actually righting a wrong instead of just changing.
Right. But it's a great way, like Danny said, they can't use the mutants that we're.
They can't recast him.
Right.
They can't.
But we saw Professor X, so right.
Yeah, but they, as Patrick's.
I mean, they could have put either of the Professor X's.
James or.
Yeah, they could have done Patrick Stewart or James, and it would have. I think it would have worked just the same.
Right.
Really not that was a.
Listen, them killing off Patrick.
Great way to introduce the Illuminati.
But the fact that in the floating chair and
we destroyed Thanos, but we can't handle the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
That's
all they needed to do was not say to Wanda, "Oh yeah, Black Bolt here can say a word and kill you."
Yeah.
Why say that to her?
Seriously.
It's have her walk up and just be like, "Hi."
And it's all that's
the end.
That's it.
The end, exactly.
Here's the thing: they gave the heroes what usually they give the villains in Wanda, which is where they over-explain everything so that the heroes can then work around it. Yeah. They did that in reverse, which I actually thought was fun because it's like, why did you just tell her that? It's like,
right.
Here's the thing. If you have an angry mom who's coming after you because she doesn't want to leave her boys, and she says, is their mom still alive? You lie. And you say, no. I'm the only one they have.
And if someone asks you if you're a god, you say
yes.
Ladies reference.
I've been waiting for the right moment.
Oh.
And that one fits perfect, so.
You did.
It's the only thing I could think of.
But seriously, so that I love that they did that in Wanda. I love that
that was one of my favorite moments.
Is where they have the heroes
be here to raise them.
Yes, all you have to do is say, she's like after her kids, wanting to protect her kids, wanting to reunite with her kids. You have a better chance if she thinks you're a single parent raising your kids by yourself.
Yep. She probably would have just been like, "That's unfortunate for them," and then killed him anyway.
I don't
Run
know.
him through the Play-Doh fun factory.
I really don't know. I think that she might have been like, because then she has that like I would have lied and been like, no,
You at least have a fighting chance.
I
at
lost
that point.
I lost my wife. Like she died in, like protecting people. Try to make your life seem more like her life, and then she might.
Right.
But no, you're just like, no, my wife is still alive. Okay.
Well,
No, I had one
no.
died twice.
Yeah, she died.
While she died while I was protecting the kids, and
she died of heartbreak, and
the
twins had to go somewhere else.
out of her forehead.
And you literally try to make yourself. It's like if you're being held hostage by a madman, you try to like make yourself
as much like them as
yes
sympathize with them. Yes,
That's right.
No, they didn't do that with Wanda, which was fun, and I loved it because they let the good guys, the heroes, be the stupid ones who tell her everything.
Yeah.
Which is usually the villains.
You just caught me monologuing.
Yes.
Not an 80s reference, but still applies. You sly dog, you just caught me monologuing. All right. So far we've gotten to
Guardians.
a little bit of, are we ready for Guardians? I'll pull up Guardians here. Because we got to Ant-Man and Wasp and kind of chased around some things there, which is all right. That's the fun of this.
I mean, we talked about Guardians a little bit.
We did.
He
just wants to see around.
I'm just blanked out. You can't.
Can't see you at all. Not at all. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Of course, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special coming up before that. So.
Oh, it doesn't work like that. You can't.
Didn't work.
No, Guardians 3. Like they have said that you're going to, see a little bit more rockets. So maybe we'll get like an origin. That's something that they've
been talking about that for
right, but they haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, but I mean the fact that they're bringing in the high evolutionary,
which
is cool,
kind of solidifies that.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't do that
for Guardians.
Do what?
This is it for the Guardians.
Yeah,
it is.
At least as we know them now.
Right.
Right.
And of course, the way we know them now is not the original group in the comics.
No, it is not.
Yeah. We've seen the original.
We have, at least members of it.
Maybe not in the way they are.
But we're finally getting Adam Warlock, which
is awesome.
Does that mean the Beyonders too far away?
Look, all of us go.
I mean, we're all getting into these big galactic type.
Well, and we've seen Eternity now, and we've seen multiple teases of oh my god.
Sorry, can't get into your head.
3 faces.
Oh, the Living Tribunal.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen
a lot of Living Tribunal. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Eternity was in Love and Thunder. So, I mean, and they've said we're going cosmic. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of those dates on that calendar is Nova.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing, probably not till, I guess, Phase 7. But obviously after Kang, the only place you really can go is going to be Galactus. So...
Yeah. I mean,
but if you're going to bring in the Beyonder, wouldn't this be a good place to do it here?
I would think so. I mean, because unless they're doing Secret Wars the way they did a few years back in the comics.
The rebooted Secret Wars. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there's like speculation that that's how they're going to do it.
That's what I've been hearing, but that's also a lot of that's just kind of people's theory.
I do want a really awesome Doom.
I do too. I would like to see him be like the entire kind of the an entire phase antagonist.
Yeah, yeah.
Doom does not need to be seen to be effective.
Right.
Like, Doom is one of those characters where literally you can have him in silhouette for 30 seconds and you can set up 5 movies.
Well, just that's what they did with Thanos to start off with.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you can do that. And here's my thought. The first time they fight Doom and beat him barely, oh, that's a Doom bot. Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, which would totally make sense.
It's like,
wait,
early in the movie, they're like, well, I thought he was a real person. It looks like he's a robot.
That was Doombot Mark 1.
Yep.
I would love to see an entire phase revolve around Doom for the simple fact that, like, you've got the Infinity Saga, so you've got Thanos, this guy who could, like, wipe half of them out without the gauntlet.
Right.
Get the gauntlet. You move on to Kang the Conqueror, a guy who has been traveling in time for so long that he has an entire council of himself. So you got to go bigger, right? Why not go to a human who just has a few powers, who's just that damn smart? A bigger threat by being a smaller threat.
Yeah.
Would make sense. They've done these huge. Like,
people be like, "Oh, they're stepping back," and then you just see a guy who's just good enough to just kick their butt all over the place.
We'll see a guy who's smart enough to make armor that's better than Tony Stark's and that has sorcery abilities.
And see, here's the good thing about Doom is he has a little something called diplomatic immunity.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You got it. 80s reference.
You can't touch me. Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
And just to watch, like, all of the Avengers ready to beat down and Sam go, guys, he's right.
Yeah.
And you got to let him walk.
Yep. And you're like, it's Lethal Weapon 2 all over again. They're going to shoot him in the head here. No, they don't. Okay.
No, they don't.
No.
80s reference. Got it.
By the way, I'm tallying up all the 80s.
But there's not even the official show. This is like a precursor to it.
I know, but it's
But not for next week. Next week, we've got a great guest. Let me announce that right now. We've got Ashley on next week talking about our new book on Tuesday. Tune in for that. That's our little plug. We'll go back to talking Marvel now.
But
no, I agree with Shpoo. Doom is one of those things where, great, let's go cosmic, but let's keep in mind that at the end of the day, Doom could be the one pulling the strings for Secret Invasion, pulling strings for Secret War, pulling this string, and just marvelously, and like I said, all you got to see him is for a few seconds on the screen.
And you
part of a computer.
You start it now, and they may already have. Like you said, we've seen what we're pretty sure is Doom Castle.
Yeah.
We've seen what we're pretty sure is Latveria. So you just drop little hints of like, ooh.
Well, even if they wanted to change Latveria to Scovia, they could do it.
Yeah. But just the kind of hints that, like, your average viewer would just fly right over their head, but like the true comic fans would be like, I think
it's the Matt Damon reference. I got that reference.
Wait.
But you don't come right out and say it, but you just drop something that could have been a thing for Doom, or something we know that Doom has done.
It's kind of like how they did the city.
Yeah.
In the quantum realm.
Yeah.
And us fans were like, wait, is that?
So that by the time he finally shows up, you can kind of look back and be like, oh my God, he's been part of this.
Part of it
follow the little red string everywhere.
Well, back to the idea of the Secret Wars of Doom. The original Secret Wars, Doom was a key figure and took down Beyonder and had his powers for a while. So that's the Doom I really want to see. I don't really want to see the cosmic Doom from the second Secret or the Secret Wars reboots.
I don't really want to see God Doom, the one that rips Thanos' spine out.
Right.
I don't think it needs to be there.
Victor, who just happens to have some powers and is really freaking smart. And rich. Yeah.
I mean, let's not face it. You can be smart all day long, but if you don't have the money to do this stuff.
He's Jeff Bezos with a suit.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about where Guardians is going to go though, because I feel like they could drop a lot of hints about a lot of things.
I think we could see a lot of really cool things dealing with the cosmic. I mean,
right.
I think it's a really odd time to bring in Adam Warlock. I mean, I know we got teased him at the end of Guardians 2.
Right.
But that's something that's bothered me since they first announced that it was going to be in Guardians 3 that he'd be coming, is the fact that he was basically the main character of the Infinity Gauntlet series.
Right. No, you're right.
And you're going to introduce him
after the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right.
Like almost immediately after, like within 6 movies after. It's such a weird thing. I don't know.
I agree with that.
Like, what are they going to do with him? I mean, it's not like a ton of great Adam Warlock stories, you know?
Right.
No, but I mean, they could set up something cosmic, like Professor said. They could go cosmic with Adam Warlock and
well, and Adam Warlock has been around with Galactus, so you do have some Galactus stories with Adam Warlock. So
which I still want to see I still have my dream after credit scene to first introduce the idea of Galactus, but I think I've mentioned that before, haven't I?
I think you have, yeah.
So it doesn't matter what movie it is. This is totally a purple dude turns his head at the end of Avengers thing, where you don't even like show the actual character itself. You just see like a planet in a park. It's obviously not Earth, but it looks very similar to Earth, just a little more futuristic. And there's like this family having a picnic in the park, and they're just kind of chit chatting, no real like dialogue or anything. And suddenly you just kind of see this big black shadow coming over the park, and it just kind of consumes everything. And the man and the woman, they grab each other, and she looks at him and just says,
"Oh yeah."
She looks at him and says, "Norrin, what is that?" Cut to black.
Yep.
That's one of those, like, not everyone's gonna get it, but the right ones will.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
The way you're supposed to do fan
service
in the right way,
without just doing blatant like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Let's make us think. Let's make us wonder.
Because the way that they do it now, it would be, "Norrin, what is that?" "Yes, that's right, honey. I am Norrin Rad, the man that will go on to become the Silver Surfer today." And then he'll look directly at the camera and say, "Get it?"
I'm sorry, but that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I know that.
And then She-Hulk comes out and goes to the fourth wall and says, "By the way, that means."
But that is kind of funny. It would be funny, but yes, they don't need to make.
And then Deadpool would come out and actually start writing it onto a cue card and say, "See, I'm spelling it out."
I'm
wanting Deadpool to just, honestly, at this point, Ryan Reynolds could just poke his head in any Disney Plus series, not say a line, just walk by, look at the camera, and keep walking.
I'm not gonna lie.
Or say, "Did you hear that?"
Like you're watching GeekyKOOL and like pretend I'm dressed like Deadpool. He's just.
So, not lying, I was kind of hoping for something like that in Miss Marvel because it was such a cheeky show.
Right.
Like Miss Marvel had that cheeky funness with it. Like I was waiting for when she like drives the car or something and she backs up into the thing. I was waiting for like Deadpool to like peek out the window and like.
What would have been great there actually would have been the taxi driver. What's his name from Deadpool? "Hey!" yelling out at her or something. That would have been perfect.
But I just wonder. She's at that building and it's not where she lives. It's like, but I was just like, Deadpool could have peeked out the window, like heard the crash and peeked out the window,
right.
And that's you would have seen something like that would be fun with Deadpool. They could do that so many ways. Dan, V, you're right. That would be amazing to have. Just
doesn't have to say a word. Just
no,
he
just
could be the new
there.
He could be the new Stanley. That would like just have him make appearances.
Like the Deadpool cameo and all the MCU.
They've talked about that as being a possibility, but so far I've not done it. All right, so let's. What else we got? What's the next one we need to look at here?
Echo.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
I know, this is why I'm so excited.
I don't have to say anymore.
I literally wrote down Echo, but I kind of scratched it out a little bit and put Kingpin because I'm like, that's all I care about is seeing him back as Kingpin.
I really am uninvested in Echo as a character, but I want to see more
Kingpin. Yeah.
So watching Daredevil back in the day, and I remember thinking, like, through the entire first season, I was like, God, they've screwed up Kingpin so bad. Why is he so whiny and whatever? This is not Kingpin. And then the last 2 episodes came along, and I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And then you see him in The Punisher, and it's like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Then he shows up in Hawkeye. And I loved him in
Hawkeye. I loved him in Hawkeye. I really did.
It was like, it's the Kingpin.
Classic shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just took him up to 10. They just like...
And then everybody's like, when I was talking at work, and they're like, do you think he's dead? I was like, no. He's Kingpin.
Like, that was straight out of the comics. And
he's not dead.
If you don't see them die on camera, they are not dead.
Yes.
Well, if they die in a Marvel team-up, they're not dead either.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and now, with the multiverse, they can bring back anybody at any time. So there's that. Like,
who's going to be the first one we get that with, you think?
I think we're going to get Spider-Man. I think they're going to pull another No Way Home.
I think that's how we'll get a. I think they'll end up putting a Miles Morales in the MCU. Let Sony make either one or the other. So like Sony will exclusively make one, MCU will have the other. That's what I think.
Well, I think we're gonna get eventually. We'll get Miles Morales. I'm looking forward to that day.
That'll probably be in Secret Wars. Would be even seeing as how his first crossover.
Pike has pretty much told Sony, look, we can have incursions happen wherever.
Right. Exactly. So.
And for now, Sony's good with playing in that sandbox. So
they'd be
stupid profitable. It's a profitable sandbox to play in.
Every time we make a movie, it tanks. But Disney over here has some cash, and we like cash. So go ahead.
I'm waiting for the Tom Hardy Venom to come over into the MCU. I am.
Yeah.
Because
he was there.
I loved it at the end of No Way Home. I did, and I like the fact that Venom has this multiversal memory that he looks familiar. I want that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not to go too far down the road and not to jump ahead, because heavens knows we can't stay on the track anything right now.
What?
Wait, we don't stay on the track?
There's tracks?
Daredevil and Spider-Man will be the street level guys, and hopefully we'll see a Disney Plus thing.
I agree with that.
Feige has said that's going to be the case. That those are our street level guys now.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like a Spider-Man in a movie, but I really think Spider-Man would work better with a 10 or a 15 episode chapters on Disney Plus.
About this, that it's gotten to a point now where, like, every time that there's a solo movie, everybody's just asking, like, well, why doesn't he just call up Iron Man or whatever? And so, like, the solo movies just don't really make a lot of sense anymore. Tim was saying that, and I said, I kind of agree. I said, actually, that's what I like about the shows, is because they have always felt like these smaller stories that they could tell, and I would like actually to see. Don't make any more solo movies. Just have, your crossover movies or whatever, or
Spider-Man series.
Like have no less than 3 heroes per movie, or at least a team, a buddy team up, whatever, 2, 3, with one exception. That one exception being Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is the only one. So challenge for anybody that isn't like a huge comic book fan, but has at least a passing knowledge of comics. Well, no, I'm saying like you can have a passing knowledge of comics, but not like hardcore fan.
Okay.
Name, we'll say 4. Name 4. Name 4 Spider-Man villains. It's easy, right? Doc Ock, Green Goblin, whatever. Now, name 2 villains from anybody else in Marvel.
I mean, I can do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fans, you can do it.
I know the professor can do it. I know Ace can do it.
Yeah.
I'm a Marvel girl.
But the point being that the only person in the entire Marvel universe that has a rogues gallery that is strong enough, character-wise,
that's his own rogues gallery,
really around actual like film series, is Spider-Man.
Well, he has the equivalent of Batman on the rogues gallery. He and even people who you think are villains for other superheroes almost always started as Spider-Man villains first. Kingpin being
Kingpin.
You think Kingpin, you think Daredevil, you think there's others
because of the '80s run with Daredevil, with Elektra, Kingpin. Yes.
Yeah, but Kingpin was initially a Spider-Man villain.
Was a Spider-Man villain.
Even the Punisher was originally a Spider-Man villain.
He was always kind of an anti-hero, even.
But he was the villain of that issue.
Right.
But
he's trying to shoot Spider-Man, whatever.
I do agree with Shpoo. I think that the era of the solo hero movies are done now as far as Disney needs to be concerned. We now need to be having at least 2 or 3 other people coming in, because you're right. Why would Peter Parker not just pick up the phone and say, "Hey guys, I've got some big stuff going down. Sam Wilson, can you come fly in and give me a hand? I'm an Avenger now, remember?"
Right. Yeah.
If you're just going to get Avenger cards out.
They don't remember.
Yeah, now they don't remember.
They don't remember him at all now.
Which,
unfortunately.
But they still remember Spider-Man, so they still know that Spider-Man is an Avenger. They just
don't know Peter Parker.
Yeah. But
unless you're Wong.
Well, Wong's
because he was off-world.
Yeah.
Wong is doing what we want Deadpool to do.
Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme, and I'm so happy for it.
Wong makes an appearance in every movie or series.
Yes, the Book of Vishanti. No, the Book of American Law.
All I can say, there's nothing wrong with that. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh goodness!
Oh god!
Okay, you want an '80s reference? Here's an '80s reference, but it's not. It's actually a commercial.
Okay.
Wong is white, and white is Wong.
Yeah, well, to Wong Fu, thanks for everything.
I seriously was thinking
not 80s,
that, but it's fine.
No, it's not. I was going with the Mr. Wong's reference there from the '80s, their commercials. So, all right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So,
what's after Guardians? Because we skipped the Guardians.
We talked Echo.
Rocket and Adam Warlock, and then we went to Echo.
Yeah.
That's Vincent D'Onofrio. So what's next?
Marvels.
The Marvels.
The Marvels. Where is the Marvels?
Everybody's like, oh.
No, actually, I'm excited for the Marvels. So
I really liked Ms. Marvel. Actually, let me rephrase that. I really liked the actress that plays Ms. Marvel.
That's all he's got.
As far as he goes. Okay.
I just liked the '80s throwback in Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Well, it was actually '90s. It was '90s.
The Radio Shack, the Blockbuster,
I
liked everything about it.
But it's going to be weird because I am not a Brie Larson as Captain Marvel fan.
He's one of the I just just did not like her at all.
I don't
I
like
just don't know if this movie is going to.
the conflict of her and then fun Miss Marvel is going to be weird. And then we also have what's her face? What's her name?
We got Rambo.
Yes, who was a Miss Marvel in the comics?
Oh my God.
Photon.
Miss Marvel in the comics.
Monica Rambo.
Monica Rambo, who's
Rambo.
Photon, Miss Marvel, all those things.
But, yeah.
So, not a whole lot's come out about this one yet.
But
It's Monica.
If
okay, what was
if they're going to do Miss Marvels, they're going to have. It can't be a 3-on-3v, PvP type fight. It can't be player versus player. We can't just have them duking it out and then somebody come along and go, "Oh, I'm your big bad villain guy." They need to have something that is going to make the three of them relevant.
Yeah.
Well, you've already got Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel changing places at the end of Miss Marvel.
Yes, at the end of that.
The interesting thing there is, so they've the other thing about Miss Marvel, they actually not only did they change her from Inhuman to mutant, but the bands that she, instead of just having powers, of course, she wears the bracelet, and that bracelet, Maria. Okay, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I was right.
Those are actually the nega bands. They, I guess, have confirmed this now, I think, but they're the nega bands from Quasar.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what the switch is. I don't know. I'm not 100% that's actually been confirmed, but I know that's like the running popular theory.
I know one of the theories was that they operate very much like the 10 Rings from
right.
And
I think that's kind of what led to the thinking that they are the nega bands, and that there is another one out there somewhere. So that the switch is most likely that she's in the negative zone, or that's where Captain Marvel was, and so now she's got to figure out how to get back there, and so now they team up and blah blah blah.
Well, and she knows Monica. Yeah. Captain Marvel knows Monica, and now Monica's got powers since WandaVision.
Yeah.
Right. And Monica apparently is not too happy with Carol.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from the...
Because she never came back when her mom was sick.
Right.
Maria, that's what I was thinking, that Monica was
Maria, but I was right.
And that Maria was Monica.
Just say.
But yeah, they're going to have something relevant. Otherwise, you just got 3 people flying through space.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, hey, I'm all for that.
A buddy comedy, a female buddy comedy flying through space, that could be fun.
Well, and
take Ms. Marvel, who just learned how to use her powers like a week ago, toss her out into the middle of the cosmos. That sounds like fun to me.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson's going to be in it.
Oh yeah.
So that might
sounds like fun. Hey, there's thousands upon thousands of ways you can die in space, but nobody's going to hear you scream.
That's 70s.
I'm counting it. I'm counting
it.
I'm going to count it.
I was thinking of like
they had alien movies into the 80s.
No, yeah.
It's just like game over, man.
Game over. Yeah.
Oh, this is my life, you guys. This is my life. We have 2 people watching. This is what I deal with all the time. And then you add Professor and D, and it's like I think all the time. At work, I have Tim Church from the Nerd Informants as well. So
we just can kind of feed off each other. It's fine.
I love my nerdy guys. I love my geeky guys. I just do. It's just how it is. So. But
okay, so are we in agreement that we don't know if we're going to enjoy the Marvels or not?
I'm hopeful.
On the fence. Got to wait for a trailer for that one.
Professor's hopeful, but he does love Miss Marvel.
I do, and I love Captain Marvel also. Now, I will say I didn't love Brie as Captain Marvel as much as I love her character. So
yeah. Okay, that's where I'm at. I like the character. I
liked the Miss Marvel character, Miss Marvel character we got. In What If more than I like
right
her in her own movie.
Right. I like.
And here's the
I
thing,
like Captain Marvel. I don't like Brie Larson's portrayal of Captain Marvel. I liked Monica Rambeau, and I liked the I don't know what her name is, but the girl that plays Ms. Marvel.
Yeah,
I like her. I liked her. She was the only thing about that show that I really truly liked.
I liked Miss Marvel. It was very lighthearted, but yet a very good.
It was a fun show. It just didn't feel it literally the entire time. I just kept thinking, this is nothing more than we really want this character to be in the Marvels, but we don't want to have to take the time to explain how she got powers and stuff. So let's make this little series real quick. What's it about?
It actually flows from the comic books. It didn't stay perfectly, but how she's portrayed, what she does, the people she's fighting, pretty darn close to the comics.
The bad guys just felt so pointless, and then they were.
But you gotta think, and this is what I keep telling people: there are certain shows and certain movies that are like targeted to certain age groups.
Right.
Lex would have, if she hasn't watched it yet.
Yeah.
She would love Miss Marvel.
Yes. The
I
coming
just
of
have
age.
one word for Miss Marvel: Avengers Con.
Yeah.
Right.
But we need to create Avengers Con.
Wrong. I enjoyed it.
We watched
quite
it
a bit. I just felt it could have been better, but she was great though.
The bad guys in it were lackluster.
Yes,
but
there
some
was
of them
nothing
are.
really special about them, and
there was
we got the red knives, which were red daggers, which are in the
a moment
comics.
where it came to where the plot was like about to finally take off, and the bad guy was just like, "Well, I'm going to kill myself now. Bye."
But here's the thing with that. I think that it did something right in the fact that if you would have given her a big bad that was more powerful and more, she would have died.
Right.
She was not ready. Like when we talk of origin stories, they did this origin story in a right way, because you know how long it takes to train. Like I don't care if you get superpowers, you still have to train for that.
Yeah,
you take Daredevil.
She's out of shape.
You take Daredevil, for instance. Like
clumsy.
He has been training his whole life.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And people are like, how does he do that? Because he's been training. Like, you take somebody who just got powers, and I loved it when the little boy fell onto the car, because I thought to myself,
he saved him, but he still broke his arm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and my back.
Right. And that's the reason I love Spider-Man, is because he's a flawed hero.
Right.
And I think this Marvel, it showed that, and she's going to get better.
Yeah.
But at this point, she's just like this stupid teenage kid who's like, oh God.
Who has all the teenage drama. She basically was based off of Peter Parker. She's like, how can I make a female Peter Parker that's Muslim? And
see, that would have been the great time for a street level in New York to come by and go, hey, I noticed this.
Right.
Well, and it's all
real.
Right. It's all over the news. It's all over the news. This new superhero, Avengers Con. Like, I feel like if that would have happened, that would have been beautiful. Plus, how excited would she have been? He's not her favorite. I mean, she mentions Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. She mentions Captain Marvel, but she to have somebody come up to her, that would have been great. But can't do it.
Yeah.
We don't own the right.
It's in Jersey, so come on. Nobody's going to Jersey.
Nobody's going to Jersey.
Oh, but see, this is my thing. Is like, if you're a superhero, you're an Avenger, and you see this kid who just got her powers because she's bad. I feel like Peter Parker would be like, oh, I'm going to go and talk to her and check it out.
Yeah, because you don't know.
So bad.
Are you a good witch or are you a bad witch?
Bad witch, yes, exactly. Like, wait, you just got your powers? What are you going to do with them?
I'm sorry, that was a really old reference there. Can I get credit for that one?
I marked it.
I was going to say it's not 80s, but well.
It's way before the 80s. Are you a good witch or are you a bad witch?
So I do. Out of what we've talked about so far, the Marvels is the one that I'm just like on the fence about.
Yeah, I agree with Shpoo. I think once a trailer comes out and we can kind of wrap our heads around what's going to actually happen,
or at least the feel of it.
Yeah,
how's it going to feel?
Yeah.
So the next one. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it could actually help get the stick out of Carol Danvers' butt. So,
Oh yeah,
Right.
I mean, you got Miss Marvel there, who's gonna be the fun sidekick or whatever. But yeah,
I will say this: if I was Disney and I, had Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel, I would totally lighten up the character.
right.
Because I think that's a big problem. And Brie Larson isn't the greatest actress, but I've seen her in things where she's fun
Yeah,
and she's quirky.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes.
yeah.
right.
And you literally have this actress who plays fun and quirky fun like a lot and really pretty good, but you have her be like all serious. And I get that, but maybe this will be a way that they can lighten her up and maybe people will like her a little bit more.
And her character, Carol Danvers' character has always been kind of a serious character anyway.
Yes.
But then
But it's like
you add other people with her, and it helps lighten her up. So
Yeah, but I feel like Brie played her way too.
yeah, no, I agree.
Now,
And-
granted, we only got to see her really in one movie and then cameo through Endgame and Infinity War.
Right.
Right.
Now I did kind of like her in Endgame, where I see you got a present for me, Peter.
Right.
I mean, there's a little bit of levity in this world-ending situation,
Right.
but definitely the way she portrayed it in Captain Marvel, no, that was. Ugh.
It's a little.
Well, the '90s were way too serious anyway. So
They
I
were.
mean, we went from the fun '80s to the '90s, where everything took themselves too seriously and wanted to slit your wrists, and so whatever.
Wow.
Wow, Professor. Just.
Good night, everyone.
Welcome to our comedy show.
Well, let's go into my favorite, like one of my favorite characters ever, Loki.
Oh,
Loki.
Loki. I love Loki.
What more can you say? Tom Hiddleston is back.
I'm seriously like, I think,
Oh, he's back? I thought it was going to be the Gator.
Wait. You know how you have like your list of like, what do you call it? Like,
The laminated
the
list.
laminated list. Yeah, Tom Hiddleston's on mine, and I'm gonna not lie. Shpoo said he might be on his.
I mean, he's a good-looking dude.
Are we talking about our hall pass list here?
Yes.
That's what they're talking
I
about.
wanted to make sure we were on the same
I
page.
mean,
Trying to keep it at PG.
I'm not
but still
saying like
talking.
I'd go like actively looking for it or nothing, but if he offered, I'd be like, I mean, it's Tom
That's literally it. I mean, okay, first of all, it is Tom Hiddleston. He is amazing. He's funny. And Loki, just if you take Tom Hiddleston out of it, please don't do that, Disney. But if you did, Loki's still one of my favorite characters. So you put this amazing actor who I think is just, he's hot, and you put it with one of my favorite characters, I'm gonna like that.
I mean, there are a handful of actors who genuinely become the role.
Yes,
Right.
good.
Okay, so
yeah.
so I really think that you can put Tom Hiddleston in the category of Ryan Reynolds really is Deadpool.
Right.
Classically, Sean Connery will always be James Bond, no
Right.
matter what else he does. I think you can put Tom Hiddleston in that category too, because by gods above, he plays Loki as tongue in cheek as you need to.
Yes.
Totally thought you were going to say Sean Connery will always be Alan Quartermain. The
The League of
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
His best role,
Never say never again.
You only live once. What is it? You only live twice.
That movie
You only
die
live
twice.
twice.
it cost
That's Roger
Diamonds
Moore,
are
though.
forever,
That's Roger
guys.
Moore.
Diamonds are forever.
Oh my gosh, guys! Seriously, I'm keeping track. You guys think I'm joking? I'm literally
Goldfinger.
track. This is my life, Danny. I just keep track of things. But no, I'm super excited about Loki.
But I mean, what more can you say about Loki, though?
I love
mean,
season 1, so.
I'm really hoping that since Loki is taking place in the TVA, we are really going to get heavy into Kang.
Yeah.
And I mean, deep into, we've got to see where all these little threads are going.
I was kind of weirded out to see that it's not going to come out till next summer. I mean, I know they just started shooting, so obviously it makes sense, but it just seems like such a long time to wait
in between
seasons.
Yeah.
Right.
But still, I mean, I'm hoping that they're doing that because they're going to put so much on. They're going to have a charcuterie board of goodness for us.
Right.
Charcuterie, the word of the day.
Charcuterie.
Brought to you by GeekyKOOL.com.
That's right up there with my favorite word, accoutrement.
Accoutrement.
But please, Marvel, for the love of God, can we get, or Disney rather, I guess I should say, can we get more than 6 episodes?
Yes, please.
It's
that
like
would be nice.
We're like really getting into the show. Oh, it's over.
Well, we will be getting more than 6 episodes.
We'll
talk about that later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
which I don't feel like we're going to be able to finish this list tonight, seeing as how we're an hour and 15 minutes in.
We may not be able to. There's a lot. Well, if we could stay on target,
So
almost there.
We're all excited about Loki, right?
Yes.
No.
You're excited about Loki, yes.
Yes. So next we have Blade.
Maybe.
I'm hopeful.
I'm very hopeful. I don't care what Morbius was like. I really want a Midnight Suns movie. Please. It's not too much to ask for. I've been asking for years. Please.
You always ask for too much.
It's strange that we've already had him in the MCU, sort of.
Well, if it wasn't for the 3 Blade movies, we wouldn't have the MCU.
That's true.
True. Very true.
I mean, I really truly believe that if they weren't nearly as successful as they would have been, we would have never gotten the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy or the Andrew Garfield dual pictures.
And of course, we never got Blade without Howard the Duck. So
yeah, that's right. But anybody who doesn't know, at the end of the Eternals, when we have Jon Snow looking at the sword and he hears a voice over his shoulder that says something about "you know nothing, Jon Snow" or whatever he says, that was Blade's voice.
Yeah, that was Blade.
Want me to count that? Because I feel like that's too soon.
So
that's
not,
too soon.
yeah,
And then going back, that's literally all you have to do with Doom too.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited. I love the idea of Blade, but I just don't want them to screw it up.
Look, if we don't get a Blade versus Dracula, I'm done. I will flip a table.
I was gonna say
I will flip a table.
They have been talking, and I guess there's been people.
And it needs to be paid by Nicolas Cage.
Right. There have been people in Hollywood saying that there's been casting calls for a Dracula, and so
Nicolas Cage. That's all I'm saying.
He's already a ghostwriter.
Riders in the sky.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay. Next we have Ironheart.
Yes. I am beyond thrilled for this movie.
Forever.
So Ironheart, she gets introduced in Wakanda.
Yep.
I'm excited to see her in Wakanda Forever, and I really want to see where this goes. In the comics, she's a very apt successor to Tony Stark.
Right.
If we're not going to, throw Robert Downey Jr. a ton of money on his still beating heart to have him come back as Iron Man, then we need somebody secondary.
Well,
Rory's going to be great.
It seems like we've got it being set up for either some sort of Young Avengers or something there with some of the younger characters.
Well, that's definitely one of the movies I think in Phase 6 that hasn't been announced yet, because we've got Kate coming over as the new Hawkeye. We're going to have Rory as Ironheart. Miss Marvel's going to be there. Kamala Khan. We just need to fill in like a couple more, and we can have a new Avengers movie.
Well, and if we get a young Nova, you could throw him in there.
I There has been a rumor that Nova's made a casting call.
Yeah.
There too.
So you could have some of that. Now, I don't actually kind of would like if you called it Champions. Go with the Champions name instead of the Young Avengers, but that
Look, I'm still waiting for a West Coast Avengers movie.
That would be so awesome.
West Coast.
I would love a West Coast Avengers movie. Forget movie. I don't want a movie. I want a series.
Yes.
Give me
Wonder Man
a series.
Up in something here very
Wonder Man is supposedly getting a Disney Plus series. Supposedly.
Yeah. And he's supposed to be showing up in something soon.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
But
it's got to be Nathan Fillion.
Ooh.
Oh.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Actually.
Oh, Nathan Fillion would be a good Wonder Man, but I don't.
He already is. He already is. In Guardians 2, there's a deleted scene that. Oh, what is his name? Simon. What's his last name? Simon.
Was that ever confirmed?
The guy that is Wonder Man, Simon, whatever. Yeah. There was a movie marathon of his playing, so it had all the movie posters for the movies, and it was Nathan Fillion.
Yep, that's
true.
Well,
then we got to bring him back. Marvel needs to put him in the
contract. And it's James Gunn, so let's face it, he's going to be in the movie somewhere. So, well, I don't know if he's doing Wonder Man, but he did it in that one. So, yeah.
So Ironheart looking up for it.
Yep.
So now we can go to it was Agatha all along.
Oh, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. They've renamed that. Which that to me,
Simon Williams.
A coven, is more than one. So who is she going to bring in?
Well, what I've heard is that this is actually supposed to be set like it's almost like a period piece thing. It's like her kind of rise to power sort of deal.
So if they do that, they can do her son.
Yeah.
No, somehow like my Siri phone picked up knowledge is good. I'm just saying. I don't know what that was. It just said knowledge is good. It is Siri. It is.
Knowledge is power.
But and they could bring in her son in that whole storyline, which a lot of people had thought that's what they were going to do with Wanda. But yeah,
but they're still confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've got a theory that's a wild, crazy theory.
That is a very crazy theory, but it actually
we are wild and crazy guys. So
I'm going to give it to you, even though it's Saturday night.
I've got a theory that maybe the Wanda we have is not the real Wanda. The Wanda that went crazy is not the real Wanda.
Oh.
That Agatha may have the real Wanda somewhere locked up.
That type of thing only happens in comic books and soap operas.
We are
Since
talking.
it's a comic book movie.
Really? Where are we at?
Of course, that's exactly what's happening.
No, see, that would be great because I don't want this to be the end of Wanda.
Right, that would allow Wanda to come back.
It's not. She wants to come back in multiple more pictures. I mean,
I know she has said that she will Wanda.
If you have it show at the end, Wanda was locked up in the basement, and what actually we got as Wanda is not the real Wanda, either from a multiverse or
song again. It was Agatha all along.
I love it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that whole fight thing at the end was just all fake to make it look like Wanda got away. Wanda won.
So
and maybe that was actually Agatha just pretending to be Wanda.
Yeah.
Right.
In
Oh.
So that's my wild, crazy theory for it, is that really wasn't Wanda, and it was because of Agatha. So
you think it was
conspiracy theories abound.
That would be good. I like that idea, Professor.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I need to do that.
And Marvel, feel free to use it, but give me credit, and I want residuals. That's
I
all
want
I'm
a byline. That's all I want in residuals.
They owe us so much money by now. Which, to be honest, I mean, for somebody like Agatha Harkness to get her own show, or is it a show or is it a movie?
The show.
It's a show.
It's a show. It's a Disney
Plus
Plus
show.
show.
Her own show is sort of an odd choice.
Right.
She's never been like a main focal point character in
No.
It's always just been like, and also
Agatha
is here.
Here's the thing.
So
in the comics, she trains.
I know. So that actually really kind of makes me wonder if that's not what's happening.
I mean, she trains Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
Right.
to be Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
So if you look at that, she could be training Wanda and Wanda using her powers to, project. We know she can project a whole town.
Right.
And control a whole town. So I like that idea, Professor. I think that would be.
There's no limit to what Wanda can do.
No.
And
you can rewrite everything.
So Agatha gets her powers from the Darkhold, which is a nigh unfathomable source of energy in the comics. So why not?
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'd also like to see is Wanda jumping through the multiverse and then ending up in X-Men universe and say, no more mutants, and then leaves and goes to another. Anyway.
Maybe she'll say mutants, and that's how we get them.
That's how we get mutants.
Yeah, that would be an interesting twist.
No, I really think we're going to get mutants as a result of the High Evolutionary.
Right.
Yeah.
And just because of what he said at his appearance at Comic-Con.
Right.
About how he just wants to make things better.
Yes.
Right. Which is really the High Evolutionary that's his whole character right there.
The scientist he wants to advance species.
So I think that's where we're going to really start laying the seeds for mutant is with the High Evolutionary.
Did we get the Savage Lands?
Without saying mutant yet.
Mutants, yeah.
Did we get the Savage Lands?
Oh, speaking of mutants, the animation panel for X-Men 97.
Mm-hmm.
I am thrilled to death because Magneto is leading this bunch now.
Oh.
Because remember, when it ended in the cartoons in the 90s, Professor X went to deep space with the Shi'ar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Now we've got Magneto taking over a role that he did in I believe it was the 70s or early 80s comics.
It was mid-80s. It was mid-80s. Yeah, mid-80s, yeah.
Love it.
So I'm looking forward to that. Sorry.
You're
good.
Good.
That's beautiful.
It was part of Comic-Con.
It was. Well, they've said the music is back, so.
Well, we've already heard it in Multiverse of Madness and Ms. Marvel too.
Yes.
We certainly did.
We heard, which I love. I love that they do that.
Yeah.
I love that at the end of Ms. Marvel, you hear it playing, and it's just like, I got that reference.
Right. I paused it and rewound it for my son. And he said, "Do you hear this?" He goes, "Yeah." That's a reference to the X-Men. That's saying that he says that she's a mutant or has a mutation, and then they play this. Those are referencing that she's a mutant like the X-Men. And my son's name is Logan, so he's like, "Oh, okay."
Hey, he got her.
Now that they've done that, they don't even have to say you are a mutant.
Right.
Right.
As Namor walks on screen and somewhere in the background you hear
the song.
It's gonna be like a chime.
That would be amazing.
It's that personal riff.
That would be awesome.
What are my powers?
Well, what I want to see is She-Hulk hear the music. She has some sort of mutant that she's helping, and then all of a sudden she goes, "You hear that music?" That would be perfect.
Why does that sound so familiar?
So
I haven't heard that since '97.
So
Presidents I haven't.
Next we have a show that's getting 18 episodes. Now,
18.
Here's the thing: they did not say if this show
is that 18 in one season, or is that just we've signed it up?
18 in the first season. We are going to get 4 months worth of Daredevil.
Daredevil born
and
again.
Kingpin is
back.
Kingpin will be back, and apparently we're going to see the Defenders at some point. Is what the rumors are going around. Whether or not that's going to be cameos. I mean, if you got an 18-episode season,
right,
you can have one episode here and one episode there with the Defenders.
Marvel, I am begging you, give me back my Frank Castle, please.
Yeah.
I would suspect he's coming.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the rumor is the Defenders are going to be there, and they now have the rights to all the don't they have all the rights, or is there still one
Yeah,
that
they-
don't
I
have?
think
No,
they
they
have
have
all.
all the rights now.
Yeah. So they can bring any of them back.
Even though, if you're going to call them the Defenders, I really want to see the Defenders. Not this version of it, but give
That was
me
awesome.
Doctor Strange and Valkyrie and Gargoyle and...
Hey, any chance you could get Valkyrie to come and be a part of a series, I think that would. She wants it. She wants to be either in a series or on a movie all by herself.
Can we put her in the original Valkyrie outfit? Because
oh yeah, right.
That's all I'm asking.
he's got to look it up now.
Oh my goodness!
You will not be disappointed, Shpoo.
Yeah, I'm just very happy that we're gonna get Daredevil, but
yes.
When it said 18 episodes, I was like, oh god, I hope they don't split that up into seasons. But Dee, you said that's all.
Those are 8-minute episodes, but
there are two people that they can't leave out.
The YouTube miniseries.
Oh my god, that would be Disney would do that to us. Disney
It's
would
like the little 2-episode Clone Wars things by Jindy Tarkovsky.
Yes.
You know, we get like this much of a story in like a minute and a half.
Oh my god, they would so do that to us. They would.
Are they going to bring what's his face and what's her face back? God, the name escaped me. Foggy and
hold on.
Yeah. Well, you have to have Foggy, and that actor is really great as Foggy. He actually, to me, Foggy was cast better even than Daredevil.
Yeah, are they going to bring Deborah Wall back as Karen and Eldon Henson back as Foggy Nelson?
I'm hoping.
I mean, you got to hope for them because
if you're going to do a Daredevil series, you need those characters.
You got to at least have Foggy,
right?
Because
Foggy is the heart for Daredevil.
He was his partner in the law office.
That's a
That is a bright, yeah, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there.
You would not be disappointed.
It may have to go to Hulu, but I'm all right with that.
Right.
I was gonna say. Oh, it's hilarious. I don't know if Disney has their like 18 plus where you can sign up for your
and they are.
profiles.
And, they've got Logan and the Deadpool movies coming on to Disney.
They're already on there, and they have not been altered any. So Rated R is on Disney.
So I anticipate Hulu is going to merge into Disney Plus before too long.
I would think so. Yeah.
I would.
That's going to be weird watching Letterkenny on Disney Plus.
How are you now?
That's the plus part.
He loves it.
How are you now?
Well, we just got done watching.
I'm doing all right. How about you?
We just got done watching
I want the ostrich.
Shorzy. We just got
Don't
done.
bring it up the lane.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring it back in.
Captain America
Sorry,
4.
Letterkenny episode.
New World Order. We're getting our first Sam Wilson as Captain America.
We are. That's been confirmed.
Wrong
We
New
hit-
World Order. Wrong New World Order, babe.
Oh,
I mean, this would be the time to bring in the actual Illuminati.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
Not the bastardized one we got.
but
As much as I liked seeing what's his face bring back Black Bolt,
Which was great.
and what is it? Last name's Mount. I forget his first name.
And
I want to say Anderson, but I don't think that's right.
Anton or something like
Anderson
that.
or something.
The
Yeah,
one was Hell on Wheels.
yeah.
but
He's Captain Pike now, and he plays an amazing Captain Pike.
right. This would be a great place to bring in the Illuminati, just because the New World Order is all about conspiracy theories and stuff, and the Illuminati is about conspiracy theories. Plus, I don't know, it just makes
Anson. I was one
Yeah.
letter.
Yes.
it would just be the right place. Plus, Captain America has always, tackled a little bit more like those kind of things, so it would make sense. I would love to have an Illuminati.
At the very end, you see Chris Evans come back and go,
Hail Hydra.
Right. That would be amazing.
Oh my god.
That would be amazing. Also, if you had it where somehow when Captain America brought the stone back, Red Skull somehow tagged along and came back.
Right?
See, that would be very interesting.
But again, it's the multiverse. We could go anywhere and bring any Red Skull back. And that was the nifty, the cool part about all of No Way Home, Loki season 1, Multiverse of Madness is now you can go in and say, yeah, I know in 616 we killed Alf Red Skull, but he's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
And even with, like, say, Captain America or Iron Man or whatever, so we know that all you have to do is alter a timeline somehow, and you create a timeline. So in Avengers Endgame, they created a universe where Captain America fought himself.
Yeah.
So that becomes a new timeline. So they could just go grab that Captain America, who is exactly like our Captain America, except he fought himself once.
Yep. No, you're right.
Yeah. We also can have, for that matter, Captain America is actually a much easier one than, say, like an Iron Man or whatever, because in Avengers Endgame, Hulk basically invented something that'll make you younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's old. He ain't dead, as far as we know.
It's true.
Which, honestly, I would have much rather seen Stan Lee play that character than an old Chris Evans.
Right.
Like, all of this would have been portrayed as Stan Lee was Captain America.
That would have been awesome. I agree. Yeah.
It would have been weird for Captain America to come out and, leave being giant Chris Evans and come back like, Excelsior! It
would have made sense why he was cameoed in all the movies, because he was always there.
But here's the thing. Do you know how old and frilly you get?
I know.
I'm just saying, he could make sense.
Just saying, take Stan Lee's voice and try to think of Captain America talking like that.
He could have just.
It would be funny.
He could have had.
But every single fan in the world would be like, "I'm okay with this."
Yeah.
Right.
It was,
Right. Well, yeah.
So
You get old and crusty, your vocabulary changes.
George Lucas will get his hands and remake all of that.
George Lucas as old Captain America. Oh. Captain America.
He shot first.
Oh my God.
You see, it's like poetry, so that they rhyme.
You guys.
So,
Finishing
Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Can we get Captain Carter, though, in the new Captain America movie?
Yeah.
She's getting her own animated series.
I know.
A live action movie.
Is it a live action?
Making that costume for one scene.
They're doing a live action with Peggy Carter. I'm in.
And I know. I like
talking about lists
in the Illuminati. It was badass.
Haley Atwell. Oh.
Yeah.
Haley Atwell's so on the list.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
put on the red dress. Oh my God!
Next on our list. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to get off of that.
Why don't you have good conversation?
We don't know what we're talking about here, but let's keep talking about it.
I don't care. You guys are talking about it.
It's stimulating, but
Thunderbolts.
Yes, wrapping up Phase 5. We have the Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts.
How are you gonna do Alex Ross?
Thunder.
The guy who played Alex Ross is now dead.
Comic book artist Alex Ross.
No.
You mean Thaddeus Ross?
General Ross. It is
Thunderbolt
Thaddeus,
Ross.
Yes.
It is Thaddeus. But the guy who played it is no longer among the living.
Yeah, he is dead. My thought and what I've heard is that kind of in response to his passing away, that Valerie, whatever her name is, what's her face, Elaine from Seinfeld, that she's going to kind of be the new Thunderbolt sort of thing. So it's like, this is what he was working on, and I'm going to carry on his legacy.
Well,
we need Betty to do it.
He was the Red Hulk.
I know.
He was the Red Hulk.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that's how he dies. He was trying to do experimentations to become Red Hulk.
Right.
Maybe get Betty as Red Hulk.
Well,
I don't know.
Or maybe they'll just recast it. Who knows?
That's true.
I mean, it's.
We can,
dedicated to Chadwick's death, but we're just going to recast.
Well, I mean, we overlooked the fact that we recast a
Falcon.
what's his name for War Machine.
I'm sorry, War Machine, not Falcon. I said the
War
wrong one.
Machine?
Yeah, War Machine got.
Yes,
Yeah.
Paul.
And we never really acknowledged the fact that Ed Norton is no longer playing the Hulk. We just, it's always been this way.
And Ant-Man Quantumania.
So,
But yeah, Thunderbolts. End of Phase 5.
into Phase 5's Thunderbolts, the bad guys coming out.
If they don't give us a setup for the end of Phase 6 with Thunderbolts, it's going to be a wash.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they said that Phase 4, that like the whole focus of Phase 4 is dealing with the aftermath of the blip.
Right.
Phase 5 is going to be introducing all of the main problematic variations of Kang.
Right.
6 will be dealing with that threat. So that, of course, leading up and culminating with the 2 back-to-back Avengers.
In the same year.
In the same year, yeah. Just a few months apart.
Yeah.
Here's my fear with Thunderbolts. I fear that if they don't do it right, it could be like another Inhumans.
Well, the problem with Inhumans is the fact that they decided not to make it a movie, so it lost its budget and lost its creativity. But
and ABC did not give it what it needed.
No, ABC did not give what it needed, not at all.
No,
which was sad. I mean,
Inhumans could have been so much better.
Yeah.
My fear with Thunderbolts, I also feel like several of these missing 8 titles from Phase 6 that we're going to have something X-Men related. We're going to have Young Avengers in there.
We have to.
And I feel like it's going to basically, my fear being, hey, let's introduce as many new teams as possible so that when Secret Wars comes along, we can just have this fucking, like 80-person crossover.
Wasn't me this time.
It slipped out, sorry.
But PG-13 allows 1.
It does. That's true.
There's your 1.
There's your 1.
Stole it from me.
Blip, blip, blip. This has now been delayed broadcast.
And both of them really have to have like the most massive crossover thing ever.
Right, so they're going to, that's what I'm like, Thunderbolts, they've got to introduce a lot more people. And then
I'm wondering if Miss Marvel, somehow with the Marvel movie, The Marvels, ends up being the only person who makes it back, and she goes to recruit a team of young Avengers or champions at that point.
That could be.
Well, I mean, we have the first 2 like already existing in universe now, in 616 members of the Young Avengers.
We got Kate Bishop.
3, I guess now. So what
We
would you
got
say?
Kate Bishop.
Oh, 4.
We got Kamala Khan.
So Kate, Kamala, we have Cassie Lang is playing Stature in Mania, and oh my God, who's the 4th one?
Ironheart.
And
Ironheart. So we got 4 of the 6.
So all we need is Wiccan and Speed to show up, and maybe young Loki, and we got introduced to the kid that will become Patriot in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the stage is set for all of them. They are all there now. Except I don't think that Iron Lad is going to... Well, either he's not going to be in it because it'll be Ironheart instead, or they'll keep her just off on her own doing her show, and they will bring in Iron Lad, but it won't be Nathaniel Richards.
Well, if you do Champions actually has Nova and has Miles in it, but you do have the other ones added in there also, so you could do something with that spin.
But I feel like the fact that they brought back the kid from Iron Man 3 for Tony's funeral,
it meant something.
Yeah, they could have just...
Disney doesn't do anything without it meaning something.
Right.
And
it's just like we got the kid in the Iron Man mask ended up being Peter Parker.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing happens without a reason with Disney.
Hey, we should get that kid back just because he it seems like that'd be. But the fact that they didn't mention him at all after Iron Man 3, no hint towards him at all, and then all of a sudden there's this teenager standing there, and everybody's like, well, who's that guy?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the kid from Iron. Oh, well, what's he doing there?
Right.
Nothing but superheroes and him.
Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. So now we go to phase 6.
Phase 6, a lot of which we don't know about.
We know
We get the Fantastic Four.
Four in November.
The first family of Marvel.
Maybe.
And we do know it is not going to be an Origins movie.
Yes.
Right.
Kevin Feige says everyone knows about it, so why rehash it?
Yeah,
Right.
all you gotta
Make
do
sure you watch the
ever since that trip to space.
Yep.
Yeah.
right.
Well, it's a good thing they didn't get lost in space.
Yeah.
Sucked into a black hole.
Yeah.
You know how many of these I've gotten down for you guys so far?
Right.
Yeah, no, Fantastic Four. I just want them to do it right.
Right.
I want a good. I mean, I don't even care about the Fantastic Four. I just want a good version of. Oh wait, no. Speaking of Fantastic Four, so obviously we've already gotten Reed Richards, right?
I don't know if he's coming back as playing the character again.
Right.
He was literally there because fans demanded it.
And he wants to play the character.
Job.
And
he's a fantastic Reed Richards.
He's a fantastic Mr. Fantastic.
They would be stupid to recast it because all it's going to do is confuse everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But there is a massive, massive rumor going around that the Thing will actually show up in She-Hulk.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh.
Look, I don't care if it's actually the Thing or if it's Ben Grimm on Yancey Street.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
If you could somehow have a fight between the Thing and the Hulk in She-Hulk,
That needs to be on the screen.
that would be freaking amazing.
You're not going to have those two be in the same place and not have the.
Well, okay, and you've already established that Professor Hulk is jealous of She-Hulk.
Right.
Can you imagine how jealous he would be of the Thing? Oh.
I mean, that's every kid pulling those figures out of the table.
Well, and how many
those
classic
that
battles
is
in the
like-
comics were there?
Okay,
Oh, God,
if you're not having Thor and the Hulk beat up each other, that is the next thing. That is the
The next thing, literally.
not penultimate. That's not even a word. That is the height of Marvel. Is you get the Thing and the Hulk just beating the snot out of each other.
Yes.
That would be like someday that they have a DC Marvel crossover movie and have Thor and Superman on screen together and have them not fight.
Yeah,
Right.
It's got to happen.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see the Hulk and the Thing fight it out on the big screen?
Exactly.
Here, we're giving you $200 million. Make this happen.
If for no other reason than how often do you have somebody that the Hulk can fight?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, with it being.
I mean, Thanos and Abomination. That's it.
So after Fantastic Four, we have
Ooh.
a whole
lot of
bunch of empty
space.
spaces.
We've got 5 movies. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 movies before Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Are they all movies or are they some of them series?
Now
Some will be series, and I just realized that What If Season 2 is not on there.
what if Season 2 is not on there? They've said that there's nothing on there yet for America Chavez, and we know she's doing something.
Well, and Chavez's can be added into the young
Yeah,
Avengers / Champions.
What they have said is that she is getting her own.
But that doesn't mean you can't enter to a group.
Right,
I
but
would speculate that there is
a TV show.
I would speculate there's going to be a lot more added to Phase 6 that we
Oh,
don't.
there has to be.
God,
Right.
Because we the rumor is we're going to get another Spider-Man movie.
I think they said what, like 3
He
more?
signed up for at least 2.
He signed up for. He's like, I don't want I don't want to do any more Spider-Man. Here's some more money. Oh yes, I will play Spider-Man.
Signed up for at least 2, but the rumor is he's signed up for 2.
I think it was 2 solos and
then
up to 3 more.
others. Yeah. That's what
we're supposed to get another Thor because Helmsworth wants to just keep playing it as long as Disney will have him.
Yes.
Which is fine by me.
Right. He's a good-looking man.
I mean, until he can't achieve the size that you need to play Thor.
Right.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman wants to play Jane Foster one more time.
Yeah. So we have 8 holes here that we just got to fill, and I feel like they're gonna fill way more. So we don't know what's gonna happen with anything until from Fantastic Four until May of 2025 with Avengers.
You also don't have the X-Men 97 listed on there.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's not it's included in the MCU. That's
the MCU.
That may be true.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be a Disney Plus series, right?
What do we know we're getting?
We know we're getting something with America Chavez.
We're getting something with America Chavez. We're getting a Doom movie. He's getting his own movie. Young Avengers, X-Men.
So how great would it be if Fantastic Four actually fights like the Mole Man?
Nova.
You know what I'm saying? Let them fight somebody like the Mole Man and really kind of build their characters and this guy that they should easily beat, but they can't until the end, and then have Doom show up at the end, and then that launch into his movie.
Yeah.
See, that would be great.
That way, he's not the main focused bad guy, but he's
Doom is not
there
going to be your main BBEG
right
off the bat.
Exactly.
He has to tune his craft as well.
Yeah.
And if I see Marvel kill another bad guy off, I'm going to lose my...
That's been a thing for years, and it's always bothered.
But they can all come back.
You do not have to kill the bad guys. That's what the raft is for.
Yes.
It's not a D&D session. You don't have to kill all the bad guys.
Yeah, you don't.
Exactly right.
You can beat them and look. The kangaroo. Why did you have to kill him?
No, it's Kang the Conqueror.
No, but they killed what's his in the Hawkeye series.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Why did you have? He's like a street level villain. Why did you have to kill him?
Yeah.
He's a spy. Again, here we go back. Let's make a circle. He's a Spider-Man villain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So in the Daredevil series, can we get Stiltman?
Please.
That would be amazing.
That guy that made his costume, if you watch the series, the guy that made the Daredevil costume, if you look in the background of his little shop or whatever, the stilts are there.
Yep. Right.
Look, if we can get Stiltman, some point, DC needs to bring in the Condiment King.
Yes.
Man.
Oh my God.
Other than in Harley Quinn, which
yes.
So we only have 2 more that we know we're gonna get.
Yep.
I mean, we speculate all day, and that is Avengers Kang Dynasty, which all of this I think will lead up to, like, that's the point, is it leads up to, oh wait, there's
right.
Kang. I mean, Kang is one of those characters that no matter what you do, like, unless you killed the prime Kang, like, it's basically, he's a never-ending Kang machine.
Yeah.
It's like herpes. Treat it all you want, it'll eventually come back.
It's like glitter in the craft world. Like,
now I'm just picturing Kang, like, walking on a beach and, like, out in the woods, kind of,
Oh my God. I just picture him covered in glitter now. But, so we know...
Glitter-covered King.
And...
Space herpes.
Dude, are we really going there?
Come on!
Are we going there?
Ice Pirates reference.
Yeah.
I get it, but are we really walking down that road?
Anybody who's watching, hell. So we have Kang. We have the Avengers Kang. I like the name, like the Avengers. Do you think it's going to be the Avengers we know?
No.
Or do you think it's going to be the Young Avengers?
I think it's totally.
I think you'll have some.
it'll be the Avengers, but it'll be like a totally different. I think the only originals will be like Doctor Strange and well, he's not original, but you know what I mean.
Sam.
Like Hulk and Thor.
Sam.
So here's the deal with Kang.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Kang is a big enough threat that honestly, you may have to make a phone call and say, "Hey, I need the original Steve Rogers."
Yep.
You know, who can we pluck from the multiverse to give us a hand here? Because Kang is just one of those.
The fact that the
omnipresent level.
The fact that the first 10 years of the MCU was the Infinity Saga, and they are calling this the Multiverse Saga. If they don't start plucking from different, you know, and that may be what they do in Secret Wars, since that's what they, you know, that's what Secret Wars was. But if they don't do that, then it will be the biggest missed opportunity in the entire history of the MCU.
In between Kang Dynasty, let's see if I can pull this up.
There's like
in between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, there's two projects.
Yeah, there's two. So that being the case, do you think that they're calling it Avengers Kang Dynasty? Do you think that they're going to pluck the idea that we could pick that we can bring back?
Multiple, you know, that may very well be, so that it'll be
from
like
the multiverse.
Hey, there's like a whole bunch of that guy. Let's go to the multiverse and get all the me's and all the U's and all the U's.
And hey, we can get all the Iron Mans. We can get, or at least bring back, you know.
So like, think of that big battle at the end of Endgame that was so
but
epic.
Instead,
but now
it's
you
all
see like
different
dozens
Avengers.
of each one of them.
Yeah.
Plus the Thunderbolts, plus the X-Men, plus the Young Avengers, plus the Avengers West
Fantastic
Coast,
Four.
plus the Fantastic
Do we
Four.
get ScarJo back as Black Widow with 1,000 of hers? I'm all right with that.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. You know, like, but you think that's kind of like the whole. That's what they'll figure out. Like, oh, this is what we're gonna need to do to defeat him.
Maybe.
I mean, like I said, Kang is such a.
You have to have.
Look, when we first, we first saw the picture of him, the rumor of Kang, 6-7 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if Thanos is your entry-level big bad guy, you only have so many levels to ratchet it up.
Right.
I mean, you've got Doom, you've got Kang, you've got Galactus, you've got the Beyonder. There's not much, you know, there's not much elevation from Thanos on up, you know, as far as your big bad guy, and Kang makes a really good and valid big bad guy.
Yep.
And they're going to have to do something extraordinary to beat him, because if he doesn't like the outcome, he's just going to rewind time.
Yep.
Which turn back time.
If I could find a way.
You gonna finish it?
I'll take back those words that hurt you, and you.
Oh my God.
Well, it's not the Thunderdome, but that'll work.
Morons, bow that down.
It might not have been a Thunderdome, but it's gone.
You guys are killing me. So then we have the last one we know is Secret Wars.
Oh my! If we're gonna open up the bottle in Kang Wars, you just you've got to bring the Beyonder in.
Yes.
And even if Secret Wars just sets up Phase 7,
right,
to fight the Beyonder,
right,
I'll be down for it.
As long as we don't do Secret Wars 2 from the 80s.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Look, if we get to that point, if I don't see in film the Hulk lifting a mountain,
yes.
Done.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yes. That would be freaking amazing.
And Spider-Man has to be there going, what if I tickle you?
What happens if I get the black suit from the machine?
Yeah.
That would be that would honestly be a good way to introduce
Venom.
a Marvel version of the symbiote, like they did in the comics.
Like do it the actual way it was done in the comics.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't think they will because I think Disney's endgame is eventually going to buy Sony, and that way they have all their marbles in one place.
Right.
Doesn't that just like give you goosebumps?
I know,
like,
that's why I put it back up.
They're going there.
So 15-year-old me.
You've got Thanos, and then you've got Kang, the Beyonders.
Yeah, Galactus or the Beyonders.
You know what else you can go? What Beyonder is one of those reality universe warping entities that is literally on par with the Celestials.
Right.
Where do you go with that? Where do you go after that? You got to bring in Galactus.
Yeah,
but
I think Galactus is the next obvious step. Which I mean, I like to say, I called Kang. You know,
he did.
I actually released a video that right after Endgame that was what's next, where I basically explained like the only logical step to go after Thanos is Kang the Conqueror. You had to do it this way, and they did. And so it's going to be Kang, then Galactus. He will be the next big threat. Saying it now. Right here first.
And then the Beyonder.
And then probably the Beyonder, yeah.
And then what do they do? And
then they just start over.
Which will happen.
Or they just, between now and then, they start being like, guys, we need like big, like entire universe threatening threats. Go ahead, write some.
I have one. Double dinosaur.
I like.
Oh my God. Well, guys, we're at 2 hours, but we did get through the list.
We did.
I was trying to keep you guys on track. I know sometimes I let you just go off the rails. That's fine.
When me and this guy get on into, we have a tendency.
When you reach 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious.
Tucker, you said you built a time machine?
Oh my God. I'm going to count that one twice just because it's, both of you said it. It is Back to the Future. It counts twice.
In my best Marty McFly voice.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. And if you like what we do, we have a lot of friends who do something similar. And we always like to throw shout outs at the end of these videos. So, I'm married.
Catch it.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Get in the chopper.
But head on over to the Ozpod Gals on Facebook. They are amazing, fun, and nerdy girls. Are you doing the banners for me, Professor?
I'm trying to get there. Yep. Trying to get.
Hey, there. Look at that right there.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at that right there.
There we go. And they're on Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Facebook. They do some pre-recorded stuff. They do some live stuff, but they are super fun to watch, and we love them. We love anyone from OzCon, so
we do.
It's a thing.
We love them so much we got married there.
We did.
If you love it, why don't you marry? Oh,
we did. Marriage is what brings us together today. By the way,
the wings.
The world.
Okay. I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. Okay. Also, you guys are gonna want to head on over to Pop Culture Minefield on YouTube. That is Keith and Gary's channel, and they have all kinds of shows all the time. I can't keep track of them all, but they are very, very knowledgeable. They know everyone. They get some great interviews. However, if you have kids, just know that they don't try to keep it PG-13.
That word that Shpoo said earlier said a lot.
But just put some headphones on, watch them anyway, because it's totally worth it. Keith also does Keith Chimes In, and that is his newest show, which isn't as new now. But
we need to change that up, yeah.
Yep. It is on Mondays at 3 p.m. on the Fat Steven Seagal Show over on YouTube.
Isn't Fat Steven Seagal, isn't that a little redundant?
That's the point.
Okay.
Hey, don't say that about Steven Seagal. He's a bad mother.
Watch your mouth.
Then we have who we call
No one's
Professor
above the law.
The distinguished competition, the DC to our Marvel, and that is the Nerd Informants. They have their Facebook page. They also have a website now. This is a Facebook page that they've created just for you, where anyone can add cool, geeky stuff. It's Nerd
I
Informants.
forgot this one, didn't I?
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay. But the Nerd
Sorry.
Informants are on YouTube and Facebook, Tim and Josh, but they also created that Facebook page just for us to go post all our geeky stuff.
That wasn't intentional, boys.
The Tim's on vacation. He doesn't care. He's like, I don't care at all. Then we have the Scallywag. I should have
and oftentimes him too.
Yeah, it's Scallywag Productions on YouTube.
I'm on it occasionally.
Yeah.
There's a whole
Occasionally, the old stuff.
there's a whole show called The Show where you can see these two.
It's an easy name to remember. What's that show called? The
Show.
The Show.
Who's on first?
Part of me truly hopes to see the show come back in some kind of form and have some fun with YouTube, just having some fun, because I always loved it. We were talking the other day, my favorite part of the show was the commercials for the show.
The trailers were, I loved doing
the trailers. Night not too long ago where I went and like binge watched that entire playlist.
So be sure to go, because they were hilarious. They still are, but they were hilarious together. Hopefully, if we get enough people watching, maybe we can all convince them to do something together soon.
You never know.
That'd be great. Maybe the show part 2.
Oh, God.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric.
I've just named it for him.
There you go. Now, while you're out on the web.
While you're out here on the internet, pop on over to www.GeekyKOOL.com. It is your one-stop shop for all things nerd.
We have contributors who write all kinds of stories for us. If you want to be a contributor, let us know. Anybody can write for us, even if it's just a one-time thing. But if you want to do it often, just contact me or Professor.
And if you are if you have your own shop or something like that to where you want to advertise, being a contributor with us can pay off, because we will help advertise you as a contributor.
Yes. And we're trying to get some things worked out. I've just been very busy, but we're going to try to get some things worked out where we can add a shop ourselves on our website for all our contributors to use as a platform to sell their stuff.
You've heard it here first, boys and girls.
Cool merch.
I know, right? I got excited there for a minute too.
We were thinking,
do I get a T-shirt?
We were thinking about doing our own merch.
That's in the plans, boys. Guess what you're getting for Christmas?
Yay!
Also, Professor and I, our daughter Lex is really getting into D&D, or the idea of D&D anyway. She hasn't quite got into it yet, but Professor is agreed to be our DM for a family fun campaign to introduce Lex to D&D, and we're going to record that, and it's going to be on GeekyKOOL.com as well. So
into playing.
He's never played D&D.
I tried to talk you into playing for years, Shpoo.
It took Lex going.
It took my kid being into it.
Daddy,
Right,
Daddy, play with me. Play with me. She's super excited. She's looking into all the races and classes already, and she's
she wants to be a Dragonborn.
Yeah,
Dragonborns are great.
They're amazing.
She's come up with a whole background.
She's
and stuff,
obsessed with dragons.
Yes. So be sure to watch that, as that is going to be something that comes on GeekyKOOL soon. But for now, until next time, Professor.
All right, guys. Whatever you do out there, make sure you guys be good to each other. Remember, you don't know what each other is going through, and stay geeky. We'll see you next week. See you Tuesday for our good friend Ashley, our contributor Ashley, who will be on with us to talk about her new book. Check it out.